Right, welcome everyone to another episode of the Love Island Cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. Delighted to be here. I do normally stand up for these recordings, but after that episode, I'm going to do this one sat down, I think.
What's that from, Dave? Is that from Curtis? Or is that
Oh, Christ. King Julian, you've got to be having a laugh, haven't you? I like to move it. What the fuck? I mean, I don't know. Clearly, Chris, I can't dance for shit, so I can't speak about anyone. I was the person, or a group of boys on the outskirts of a school disco just tapping my feet so I can't dance for shit. So respect to him for that, and I'm sure there must be some women out there who find it sexy. But come on, the fucking headdress and everything. You're not telling me that was sexy.
No, I thought it was absolutely a classic dance, Dave. The moves, the way he fucking pranced in was fucking dynamite. I just wish they'd not slow-moed it and they'd played it in its entirety properly because it looked so good. It was like a B-movie version of Patrick Swayze. He was fucking all over it.
Playing a bit of Hungry Eyes.
Oh, excellent.
That wasn't the dance I was thinking about, though, to be honest.
What did you have in mind, Dave?
Well, I mean, we see this all the time, don't we? I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I guess we're speaking from the bloke's perspective, I just think blokes trying to dance sexy is just inherently a bit silly, whereas you can see the blokes when the girls are dancing, they're, getting that, they're storing it for the wank bank for later. And I just think the blokes look ridiculous. You got Michael thrusting his sword there, it got Amber's heart racing, I guess, but I think for the girls, I thought they all did a brilliant job. Francesca was in a very difficult position there. She just got into the villa and she has to do that. So, full respect to her for doing it. But I've got to give a special mention, Chris, to Maura.
Why, Dave?
My word. I was getting the fanny flutters, I tell you.
Hell, Dave, she's Scottish.
Like a pirate.
Aye, Cap. Maybe you should have got Michael's sword.
Let's dispense with the accents there and get down to serious business. That is one of the sexiest cat women I think I've ever seen. So fair play to her. And I thought Curtis, we saw him all teary and everything yesterday. Well, I think he fucking got over that quickly, didn't he? And from seeing no real spark between them two, I think even Curtis was pulled in by that.
No wonder he came prancing in like a fucking troubadour. He was fucking loving it, wasn't he? But it took him a while to
come in on a fucking wheelchair, mate. I'm just going to do this one sat down. Here's a bit of a wheelchair dance for you.
I think he done the old strap it down job, Dave. I'm telling you now, there's no way he got straight up after that one. It's the old classic. Oh, I've got a bit of cramp in my leg. Yeah, I bet you have, son.
Stay sat here for a while.
But we were talking about it, all joking aside, obviously Boohoo supply all the clothes. There's no fucking way she's coming with that, Dave. Obviously I know they were all dressed up, so they well, I don't even think Boohoo would be selling that, but
I was going to say this is full fucking imagine that.
Oh, fucking nice. I've got to say, what I thought was really funny was, I'm saying to Sam, Michael, he's definitely coming in like a fireman. He fucking come in like He-Man, didn't he? It was fucking shit. Oh, he's got to go as a fireman. And again, no, his heart rate got going because of Amber and Joanna. I'm not liking her, Dave, at all, because that was so catty. She went like she was a little kid cackling. It's just like, you know what? I do hope Amber takes him. Although, to be honest, I'm not liking Michael, Dave. I think he's an absolute prick, to be honest. I think genuinely, the way they're speaking about Amber, and I knocked a tweet out which got a few likes, was the only thing they've got going in their relationship is slagging Amber off. Once fucking they've left the Love Island, what the fuck are they? They're not going to stay together. He's coming out of it poorly, and he's like, oh, she just wants to win. It's like, no, she's actually genuinely upset. You've absolutely broke her heart. I actually think she loved him. I genuinely do, and she's hiding it badly, because you would not react like that if it was just a quick bit of a fling. All right, your nose might be out of joint, but I think she genuinely loved him, and I think you said it. She really did open up to him, badly. She really let her barriers down, and it's showing. And I thought that was a total lack of respect. So for me, Michael, he don't deserve to be in that final. I thought it was really poor. And that Joanna is a toxic little bit. So no, bad call from both of them.
Yeah, I think it was a bit out of order. You can see that Michael's clearly got some feelings for her there, but he just won't admit it. And I don't like the way, like you say, they're just bitching about Amber constantly. That's the only thing they've got in common. And I thought it was just a bit too much to start snogging Amber right there. I know he's supposed to be doing a sexy dance and everything, and it's part of the game, but for me, that was too much. Have a bit of fucking respect, man.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. And I tell you, he was absolutely awful out of the men. Now, I am a wrestling fan, right? I've been a wrestling WWE fan since I was like 9, 10 years old. I don't watch it now, but the old school stuff, The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, going back to the 80s, I'm like an A to Z of wrestling. You know that, Dave, the history and everything. I can go back to the 50s and everything with the wrestling. And Marvin came out like he was Triple H with the water in his mouth, spits it out, right? If anyone's wrestling, Triple H, like, runs the WWE now, but he was, Hunter Herself at one point. He comes out, he looks like an absolute prick with a cape on, and all the girls were like, well, he had a go, didn't he? Amber's like, I don't know what was going on. He was terrible.
The first thing I thought is, oh, are you still fucking here? I mean, again, I can't help but be impressed by his confidence. But he looks about as awkward as I imagine myself to be. He's just like getting up there, and I do thank him very much for that little clip where it was yesterday, wasn't it, where he was trying to chat up Amber, and he's saying, like, you intrigue me. It's just you're brilliant. I fancy her, but I don't like her, and I see you as a closed door, just a bit of damage on. It's just like fucking David Brent did not have that amount of poor worded sentences in one go. I don't think it was just brilliant. But whereas it's always when the boys are dancing, it's a bit of fun. Like I say, it's a very different approach. But you could tell that when Marvin was out there, just everyone was like, "What the fuck." But Ovi, my man there, Ovi, he's fucking cool as anything, isn't he? So whereas the other guys all seem like bang up for it and jumping about, he's just doing it in his usual chilled way. So I thought he did quite well there. Anton, it's not the first time Anton's done it, has he? I thought he did quite well as well. But I think it's in my brain now. I can't. I need to go to bed soon, so I hope that's not going to live. Let's talk about Maura again and the girls.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Dave. Thingies was rubbish as well. Tommy's. He come out with his boxing gloves, and he went straight to Molly May, and it was just bobbins. I was like, oh God. I mean, he did come in character. Michael didn't. I don't know why I was disappointed he wasn't wearing his fire suit, Dave. I don't know. It really bugged me, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy doesn't have to do anything, does he? He's going to get Molly May's heart racing anyway. So, yeah, I don't think it was that great. But, I mean, any others catch your eye out, the women that particularly stood out there?
Dave, Sam listens to this. Dave, Sam listens to this podcast. I'm not saying nothing. none of them come near my wife, Dave. So no, I just watched it for review purposes, obviously.
Yeah, this is a very professional outfit that we have here. I'll as soon as we finish recording, might just pop on catch up though.
This is only not on VHS, Dave, because you fucking wear it out. So.
Oh dear. So I mean, apart from that, and you know what was great, Chris? We've had so much drama, and I know since Casa Amor, and I know you say you love the drama, but Christ, it's got to like EastEnders levels, hasn't it? It's just all about the drama. So I felt it was just great to have something that was a bit of fun, and it really lifted the mood. I felt.
I did. Me and Sam were absolutely laughing our heads off, and we both said at the end that was a great episode. And there's not been too many recently, have they? Like you say, it's been more a case of these individuals within the couples you like, and there's no one that's really standing out. Obviously, Tommy's played an absolute blinder. It's like he was playing Scrabble and got a triple word using an X, Z, and a Q, Dave. He's just pulled it out of the bag. But that's not because of him being clever. It's because everyone else was just being complete wankers. So they're odds on now. They're probably as much odds on as what Danny and Jack were last year. He was so... they were so imbalanced last year, Dave, with the betting and that. I just can't see anybody else. But the main man is Ovi for me. I love that guy. I think he's class. And I think if he did get with Amber, they would take the title, definitely. But I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we had the double dates, didn't we? And so Francesca chose Ovi for one of the dates. And that seemed to go quite well. Ovi was just being himself, just super chilled out, but he seemed to be quite into her. Now, I don't quite know how to say this, Chris, but I guess coming in this late into the show, I'm expecting the boy and the girl who's introduced to be absolute drop-dead gorgeous, another model. When you brought in Arabella a couple of weeks ago, I'm expecting something on that level, and both Francesca and Chris, I don't really see them as that knockout who's going to destabilize anyone. I mean, there's only really Tommy and Molly to destabilize, but I don't really see that she's in the same league as Ovi, to be quite honest.
No,
sounds a bit catty and horrible, that, doesn't it? But I just don't really see them. But I don't see there's any other options for Ovi other than Amber. But I think Amber's in the same position as Amy was, only she won't walk. She is not going to get over Michael and then start to meet someone in the next few weeks.
No, I think what it is with that Chris and what's called Francesca, and one of the lads at work said to me to watch tonight's because he actually worked with him. I think it was in Magaluf or somewhere. He did say he was a Bella and Dave, but I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, let's come to Chris. So I don't necessarily have a different opinion to your mate there.
He reminds me of Nick Grimshaw. I know I said that when we were watching it tonight, but them eyebrows are on point, Dave, completely. There's no plucky going on there.
Not Chris's.
Well, both, to be honest.
All right, okay.
Both, to be honest. But, Chris, I don't know. They both look like normal people. Exactly what a lot of people have been calling out for. But then when you read social media, they were just getting thrown under the fucking bus. I mean, Sam said it was quite funny. Every time that Francesca does a laugh, she does the Kermit the Frog fake one, where she sort of laughs, but then she carries it on with her mouth open, but no noise comes out, like a real fake laugh. And once Sam said it, I couldn't get away from seeing it. Didn't not even know she said it. But yeah, I think they're just normal people, but they've been slated. Like, where these two coming? They're definitely not getting through and stuff. And that Chris certainly isn't. I think he'll be off tonight, Dave. Francesca might get away with it if she puts it on over. She tried it with Curtis and then realised that Maura liked him more.
That battle, isn't she?
Yeah, she's lost. Her only chance is with Ovi, and I don't know whether he would pick Amber out of respect for the fact that they're friends. So I think maybe they could literally be coming in and going straight back out.
Well, I think there's going to be a recoupling tomorrow, isn't there? So, I'm sure the boys picked last time. So I think it'll actually be the other way round.
Right.
I mean, it's got to be. Chris is a bellend, like you say, or he appears to be. But you know, you can't get rid of Marvin, haven't you? Surely, no one's going to couple up with him. I wouldn't have thought. So Amber, you know, she might end up picking Ovi, but it depends because, like, if Francesca picks first, she might pick Ovi. So who knows the way that'll go? But I mean, Chris, let's talk about Chris.
I was waiting for that going, right?
Chris on the show, yeah, he does have that look of Nick Grimshaw, but he strikes me as just one of those blokes who thinks he's a bit funnier than what he actually is. You know, because it's like he should have the banter and everything, as they say, but he doesn't. He just comes across like a cock to me. You know, just like his jokes, they're all slightly off. And I don't know. I've not took a liking to him, to be honest. That's not to say, you know, I could warm to him maybe, but he didn't make a good first impression on me.
No, not with me. I just think he's going to go in there. He's probably been G'd up to cause a bit of shit, but I just don't think he's got the tools to do it. Not just in looks or anything. It's far from that. Just in his personality. He's just seems like a bit of a bellend, doesn't he, to be honest? So,
well, I mean, I have said for, you know, this last week that I'm not being convinced by Anton and Belle. And after that date with Chris, Belle's now decided Anton's not that bad after all. And she's got more of a connection with Anton now. So I think that says it all. And I tell you what, I don't think I've seen a bloke have less of a connection with Maura than what Chris did as well.
Yeah, it was. Did you not see? I know the camera panned very quickly, but when Chris was talking to, I think it was Maura, Belle, Amber, I don't know if it's Anna, and he's talking to her, and at one point he pans quickly. There's Maura yawning her head off as he was using his patter, but the camera quickly panned away from him as if to say, "Oh shit, we better not put that in. He is a boring bastard." But genuinely, I thought, yeah, Maura's having none of this shit at all. But she's got a man, Dave Curtis, now. Oh my word, he's going to be the Lombardo with her tomorrow, definitely.
Yeah, I think you know. After the whole Amy thing, I wonder. I thought Curtis would take a little bit longer in mourning, to be honest, because, you know, I know they had to end it, but I don't believe he had no feelings at all for Amy, and he should feel like an absolute shit for the way it ended there. But yeah, I think he's probably all in now, isn't he? And realistically, I mean, who else would he couple up with? I guess, you know, Francesca potentially. But yeah, like you say, I think it's going to be Maura and Curtis now. So let's see where that one goes.
Exactly. My prediction that he was going to run off to her like Johnny out of Dirty Dancing, it was nowhere to be seen, Dave. So let's just forget about me running out of the show for Amy.
Like 95% of your predictions will just park spin over here.
yeah. Eventually, Dave, one of them's going to come off, I think. But yeah, anyway. So now, Dave, it's that time of the show where we want to say thanks to our listeners and followers. We've had a couple of new reviews and a couple of emails fired in, so it's only right that we read them out. And Dave, what have you got for us first?
Well, Chris, the first one is entitled Top Job Lads, and this is from Fraser78. And it says, don't know which I look forward to more. Next episode of The Island Antics or the boys' reaction to it afterwards. Not my favourite season of Love Island by any stretch, but it's been bumped up to #1 slot thanks to the reactions on this podcast. You guys are amazing. So funny. Joke of the season has to be Ovi's, and we get a little cricket back there.
Oh my God.
The little emoji that's used there is a 45-degree angle as well.
Well, Dave, I'm taking full responsibility for that joke, actually, the joke of the season. I know Asa thinks he's the comedy writer, the ghost writer, but I'm having that one, Dave. So yeah, thanks for that as well. Great review, Dave, and thanks, Fraser. Now, we've got another review by Nikki KM, entitled Funny Podcast, and she's given us 4 out of 5. Love the brutal honesty and swearing. Hilarious. I do feel a female guest now and again would add a different dimension. Now, it's funny you should say that, Nikki. Thank you very much for the review. But we have got Joe back on, next week from I secretly recorded my boyfriend to give a female perspective. So stay tuned, guys. Jo was well received by everybody out there. She was a great guest. So that should be early part of next week. Now, Dave, any more?
Yeah, we've got another 5-star one entitled LOLs, and this is from Sweet Ems, and it says, been listening for a couple of weeks now, and what can I say? I think listening to this is better than watching the show itself at times. Literally tells the audience how it is, and quick to call out the BS. Love the show. Keep it up, guys. So again, absolutely brilliant. Love having our egos massaged. So, no, seriously, thanks ever so much for the kind words. It genuinely is quite humbling that anyone listens to us, quite honestly. Abuse us as well, that's completely fine. Just head over to Apple Podcasts and drop us a 5-star review if you could. That would be lovely. And just drop us some words, whether you like the show, what you think, questions about the show as well. That'd be fantastic. Now, Chris, we've been getting some emails in as well.
We have, Dave, yes. Now, our good friend Karen has emailed in again. She actually sent a few emails in, but I'm going to read the last one. And she's so enthusiastic. And Karen, we love the fact that you send us emails and ask for our opinions, and we have a bit of a back and forth. So this one is, hi again, guys. Just listen to today's podcast. Bye-bye, Amy. I won't miss you. I definitely think she had coaching on that speech, or at the very least, she's been thinking that through the last few days. It sounded like she was reading it so well rehearsed. I totally agree with Dave. All I ever wanted was so bloody dramatic. She knows that she's not one of the popular people with the public, as twice she's had to be voted in to stay by the villa. He may really want to do a 560-degree turn, but think he'll be too embarrassed to face the public if he does. Yes, please, to the USA Love Island. I am still going to watch this one till the end, but I really don't care who wins. Karen. Brilliant email, Karen. Thank you very much. Any more, Dave?
Yep, we've got one from Emma Rigby again. It says, hi guys, been listening to the show for a couple of weeks now and it's non-stop giggles for me, so keep up the good work. I have a point to raise about Michael and Joanna. I noticed on today's episode you were both talking about how he was reacting to Marvin talking to Emma, but have you both noticed in the last 3 or 4 nights now, Joanna hasn't even kissed him goodnight and just turns the other way in bed? I don't think she's interested in him, full stop, and is just staying with him to stay in there. I'll be watching out for it again tonight. Look forward to tomorrow's installment. So, again, thank you very much, Emma. And I think we're with you, Emma. I think I just don't really see, apart from that initial attraction with, between Michael and Joanna, I don't really see anything now. I think he's shot himself in the foot there.
I do. I think he was a better person when he was with Amber, Dave. As much as he called her out and called her straight, this Michael, who's supposedly the real Michael, he's not really a nice guy at the moment. He's doing himself no favours. So I agree. I don't think there's anything there between him and Joanna. Whether Amber's the right person for him, I don't know. But she does get his heart racing, as it's been proven again tonight. So,
I mean, you don't see Michael and Amber just having a laugh. Michael and Joanna just having a laugh. And that's what we were seeing, wasn't it? Where, we saw the initial cold Amber when old Callum was trying to get some grafting in. And she was like, you're 28, so you're old. She can be quite brutal there. But then, with her and Michael, she really kind of opened up, and then they had that weird argument where she wouldn't accept his apology, and she just didn't come off well there. But, I still think Michael has thrown away a lot more than he's gained.
I agree, and I think even money-wise, he's thrown a lot away, Dave, outside the house. If you're playing the long game, he's thrown a lot out. So, very good point, very good point. Now, our final email is by a lady called Heather Gates, and it's simply entitled, Please Podcast Love Island US. And all she's put is, love you guys. So thank you, Heather. And funny you should mention Love Island US. Stay tuned, everyone. That's all I can say. Stay tuned.
You can't say we've got breaking news and then not breaking news. Everyone's right at the edge of their seats now thinking, what's the fucking breaking news then?
It was a teaser to breaking news. Sky Sports News.
Night.
Tomorrow's episode, Dave and Chris discuss Love Island US. Chris talks about a cricket bat. Dave laughs. Dave talks about Curtis's hip movement. Tune in tomorrow for more Love Island cast. Sorry, Dave, I've been watching
Mate Uber Eats. Fucking sponsored by Joe's Fish and Chip Shop, weren't we?
I don't know the amount of swearing we do. We'll probably be sponsored by the Catholic Church because we need to say a few Hail Marys and that day. As a Catholic boy, I can say that. But yeah, no, thank you, everyone. The response we get into the show is beyond our wildest dreams. The downloads, everything is brilliant. So please keep them coming. And if you haven't contacted us, please follow us on social media at Love Island Cast on Twitter. And obviously you are listening to the show. If you want to get involved and send us a message, email us the loveislandcast@gmail.com. Honestly, me and Dave both police them and we'll respond to you straight away. So thank you very much, guys. Now Dave, it's all going to go off tomorrow. What have you got to lead us out with tonight?
Well, Chris, what can I say? But it seems that if you want to pull a really sexy Catwoman, just dress up as King Julian.